Uncork the world's noblest of drinks. Guzzle bubbly in the kitchens of Champagne. Then go right on toasting as Pierre celebrates his way through Champagne country. This time on Pierre Franey's Cooking in France.
Pierre Franey's Cooking in France is made possible by the Grand Marnier Foundation, proud to support public television, and by Carillon Importers Limited, importing beverages in the spirit of quality.
From these vineyards comes the most celebrated of drinks, champagne. Other parts of the world produce sparkling wines, but true champagne can only be grown in this small region of France. Champagne makers say it's the chalky soil that gives the wine its special, tangy elegance. Around here, champagne takes on an almost holy importance. The bubbly flows just about everywhere, and at almost any time. While it may not be the only carbonated beverage on hand, it's clearly the drink of choice. Even cafes serving sandwiches and ice cream offer the royal drink by the glass. Champagne's gently sloping farmlands are just over an hour by car from Paris, not far beyond Euro Disney. It's France's northernmost wine region. The capital is the royal city of Reims. Nearby, the smaller, more rural town of Épernay lies at the heart of the grape district. When Pierre arrived, winter was approaching, and migrating birds were heading south. The rush of harvest time was long over, and the solitary, peaceful task of pruning was underway. Workers in the field painstakingly cut off any excess trimmings and burned them as they have for years. Pierre's first stop on his Champagne tour was one of the noblest of houses, Dom Ruinart, named after the 17th century monk who helped invent the sparkling wine. From the outside, the caves looked like an Ivy League campus. Inside, Pierre's English-born guide, Jennifer Mansouy, led him down into the cellars.
But now we have approximately another 60 steps to go down before we reach just the first level of the cellars, which is approximately 75 feet below ground level.
It's amazing.
And of course we have to go this deep down for the ideal conditions for champagne.
Pierre and his guide finished their descent and went on through arched galleries stocked with some 7 million bottles of fermenting wine. They then reached what makes Ruinart an historic landmark, where the importance of chalk in producing great champagne really hit home.
How deep are we here?
We're approximately 100 feet below ground level, and this is quite different from the typical arched galleries we've seen so far. It was actually the Romans who had the idea of digging these chalk pits to extract chalk to build the town of Reims.
That's how Reims was built.
That's how Reims really started, right in the 1st and 2nd centuries.
Once outside the chalk caves, the tour continued until Pierre's gracious guide led him to an old friend. In front of one of Ruinart's caves, holding exactly 247,447 bottles, Pierre joined his host for the afternoon, Chef Alain Guichois. A toast was in order, and the vintage Ruinart capped the reunion. Linking Reims and Épernay is the Avenue de Champagne, an elegant boulevard lined with the headquarters of all the great names of Champagne. From the boulevard, it's only a turn down a country lane to the vineyards and the Royal Champagne Hotel, once a staging post for troops traveling between Paris and enemies to the east. Today, with its modern annex and golf course, it's been transformed into Champagne country's top resort. But Pierre didn't have time for a round of golf. In the kitchen, chef and owner Guichois was ready to show Pierre a quick recipe that goes perfectly with champagne. warm smoked salmon, and potato salad.
Okay, what are you doing
Alors,
here?
on les coupe en fines,
You
en
slice
fines tranches,
them.
in slices. Hein.
That's the way you slice them. So you're doing for one portion now.
Yeah.
Right.
For one portion. Yeah.
Yeah. So you make a circle.
Circle,
You overlap
voilà.
them.
Tout simplement.
6 lines. This is an appetizer. You know. It's a very good appetizer. Voilà.
Alors, saumon.
Yeah.
Hein, le saumon, c'est du saumon là que nous avons fait nous-mêmes. Hein. C'est du saumon.
Smoked salmon he made himself.
Hein.
You got crushed coriander and this is fresh dill that
Fresh
you put
deal,
over,
yes,
yeah.
yes, fresh deal.
That you put over the slab of salmon you bought.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you're going to slice it. Okay. So he's going to make a thin slice, and he's going to
And
put
a
that
thin-
over the potatoes.
Thin slices.
See, he's slicing.
À
It's
couvrir.
about 1/8 of an inch. They're not that thin. They're about 1/8 of an inch.
Mais la maîtresse de maison, elle peut acheter du saumon déjà trempé.
Yeah.
Hein.
He said you could buy the salmon already sliced, and then you add your own crushed coriander and some dill over, and that's all it takes. So he's got about five, 6 slices of salmon. I would say it's about 1/4 of a pound of smoked salmon here. Okay.
Bon,
He's going to make little sauce now.
préparation de sauce à base de crème fraîche. Hein.
Allez-y.
Fresh cream. Un peu de crème.
This is c'est la sauce pour combien? 4?
C'est la sauce pour 4 personnes.
4 personnes.
Hein,
This
quatre
is
personnes.
4 people.
4 people.
So he has about
Pepper.
1/3 of a cup of heavy cream,
Pepper. And the salt.
freshly ground pepper, and a little bit of salt.
Salt.
He bind it.
And lime.
This is a lime.
Lime juice.
He's going to squeeze some lime. About a teaspoon of lime juice, fresh lime juice. And here he has 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped chive. This is for 4 people.
Et alors, ensuite, on va napper le saumon.
So he's going to put some that mixture all around it, and then he's going to put either you could put it under the salamander or in the oven for a few minutes just to warm it up. That's all, nothing else.
Voilà.
And that's it.
Et on va les remettre un petit peu au four ou à la salamandre.
You could put it under the salamander like it is here if you have one, just to warm it up. It doesn't have to be too long.
Ça
See,
chauffe un peu, ça fume
You could see
légèrement.
the steam is coming out. That's all required. It's not a cold dish, it's a
Voilà.
lukewarm dish. Bon, alors on peut goûter.
On va tester.
I got some pommes de terre.
After a taste of the cooking, Pierre was expected in the dining room for champagne and dinner with the chef's wife and daughter. Unlike in America, where the bubbly is only broken out for special occasions, here, champagne is the wine served throughout the entire meal. And what a meal! It began with a warm scallop and watercress salad. Then, beggar purses filled with lobster and a creamy coral sauce. For the main course, an upscale pot-au-feu was served featuring a chunk of velvety foie gras. Dessert in Champagne country is a must, and the desserts at the Royal Champagne are legendary. The threesome was served a series of home runs. A warm chocolate cake topped with a quenelle of white chocolate and scoops of vanilla ice cream. A hazelnut and pistachio butter cream cake. And homemade wafers served with walnut ice cream, roasted dates, and walnuts, all topped with a generous splash of crème de Grand Marnier. Ever the gentleman, Pierre politely paid his respects to the Guichois women and asked to be excused. The chef was expecting Pierre back in the kitchen, where he was set to prepare a champagne sabayon served over fresh fruit.
We separate.
Vous séparez bien. Voilà.
So we got 4 yolks, 4 eggs, and 4 yolks, and the white. Vous allez les utiliser les blancs?
Oui, je vais faire des œufs à la neige demain.
Ah, demain.
Des œufs à la neige.
He doesn't
Avec-
want.
avec une petite
he's only
crème.
with yolks today. but the egg white is going to be floating island for tomorrow. You don't throw away anything. It's very important that you save everything.
Voilà. Alors,
So you got 4 yolks,
alors,
huh?
4 œufs.
3/4 of a cup of sugar.
On remue tout de suite hein, pour ne pas brûler les
And
jaunes.
right away you have
Il
to
faut
whisk it.
immédiatement remuer. hein.
You have to whisk it very good until the yolks and well blended. That's
Hein, voilà.
this
Alors
is
Pierre,
very
tu vas me
important.
donner le champagne. On va le
The
déguster.
leftover, ce qui reste, c'est pour toi et moi.
Ce qui reste, c'est pour le cuisinier. Non, pas pour le commis, pour le chef.
Yeah, those guys are laughing because they don't get the champagne. It's only him. No, I know you. You're gonna get it. Là, ils ont donné le champagne.
Alors,
Alors.
hop. Donc on va mettre
Oui.
2 cups.
2 cups.
2 cups.
Champagne. Well, you've got a lot of bubbles, you know. Ah, it's a good champagne, huh?
On va peut-être pouvoir le goûter. Hein.
Well, after. See, 2 cups. This is for 4 people, remember, huh?
Yeah, it's for people.
4 eggs. So 1 cup, 2 cups of champagne, half a cup per eggs.
Il
Ça va?
reste une demi
Do you think we got enough for later
bouteille
on?
après pour boire avec le dessert.
Okay, très bien.
Alors là, on remue,
You whisk it.
on remue et on va le cuire au bain-marie.
Oh, you're gonna
Hein?
cook that in a bain-marie very quickly. And you're
En
gonna whisk
fouettant.
it. It's got boiling water right here. So this is gonna be very quick. This is called a savaillon. You use your right hand, your left hand.
Ah, il y en a pour 5 minutes hein,
We'll
à
get it
remuer
demain.
comme ça.
It takes a few minutes, you know.
Ah, c'est facile parce que c'est uniquement du champagne, de l'œuf,
Et
du
si-
jaune d'œuf et du sucre. hein.
Ça va comme ça, montrez-les voir comment ils sont.
Voilà.
en suspension.
Alors, voilà. Là maintenant, on la retire du bain-marie parce qu'il faut pas, il faut arrêter la cuisson. Alors voilà, ça fait une
It
crème.
got to be runny.
Ah, c'est
It
une
has to
crème.
be very,
C'est-
very light.
Hein, c'est une crème très légère. Alors on va napper la salade de fruits comme ça. On va baigner dedans.
This is
Voilà.
for 4 people. You could
Yeah, yes.
put as much as you want.
Hein, voilà.
That's very simple, but it's good. You could use any kind of fruit you want. À votre santé.
À la santé de l'Amérique et de la Champagne.
Et vive la champagne.
Et vive la Champagne.
Vive le champagne. It's a good brand, and I like the bubble. You know, they're very tiny.
Ouais, c'est
That's a sign of good
des
champagne.
bulles très fines.
Très fine.
Très fines.
Des bulles.
Très 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 fines.
Très important. Bon, alors, meanwhile, back to the stove.
Voilà, bon, voilà, quand c'est bien chaud.
Just to brown it very lightly, or you could put it underneath of your broiler at home, electric broiler or gas broiler. But you have to watch it very close because this is going to be very quick. Oh là là! Oh là là! Well,
Allez, vas-y, non, mais
Faut y aller
vas-y, tu dégustes. Il est à peine monté, tu vois. Ça fait comme une soupe au champagne. Voilà. C'est une berceuse que nous chantaient nos grands-mères.
this is really good, you know. Like a soup, you know.
Je vais peut-être goûter aussi.
Very light. Very nice. Well,
Chin,
chichi.
chin, chin.
By now, Pierre was feeling no pain. Champagne is a business built on good times. And Pierre was off again to the Avenue de Champagne. It's filled with opulent guest homes, where the companies bring buyers to pop their corks. Pierre was invited to one of the prettiest, Perrier-Jouet's La Maison Belle Époque. Originally built in the 17th century, the mansion has been renovated in the exquisite Art Nouveau style of the turn of this century, when Champagne became associated with all things good in life. Of all the stunning rooms, Pierre naturally gravitated to the kitchen, where appropriately enough, he chose a recipe from that bygone era.
I have a chicken and I have champagne. This is what I'm going to do the chicken. So the first thing, we have to cut the chicken. So I'm going to cut the wing tips here, right here. Then I cut the wings. The wing tips I use it for make a chicken stock later on. You save it. Then on the other side, right here. Now I'm going to remove the legs. So what you need, you have to separate the legs from the breast. Just cut right here the skin, see? And you go all the way down to the oyster here, see? Right in here, there's a little piece of meat which I love, it's called the oyster. And then you cut the joint right here. And slowly you pull with your left hand and you go against the bone. That's one leg. Then what you do now, right here, see the spot where there's a little fat here. That's where the joint here, see? So I'm cutting right between the bone, the two bones, right here. Okay? So I pull back the nerve here, you know, the bone, I remove the bone like this and put it back a little bit down, like this, cut around, just to expose the bone. And this is the legs. So to do the other legs, you go on the other side again. With a knife, you cut the skin. Down to the oysters here. You pull a little bit. Then you just pull and cut at the same time against the bone. Right? Very easy. Same thing here. See right here. See, you disjoint it. And you cut, and you put that right in here. So we got the drumstick, the thigh, and the drumstick. Now you put the chicken on your side. You know, right in here is a long bone, breastbone here. What you do, right from here, you draw a straight line from here to the bone. See, like this. See? Look, see the long bone here? And then you cut like this. You pull a little bit, you pull, and sometimes you want to trim it. If you got skin, you trim it, but it's not necessary. And you turn it around, but you reverse it. Start from the tip bone here, the bone right, the wing bone here, at the end, the breastbone, and you cut straight slice right here to the joint. See? Right here. See the wing are separated, cut around, you pull, and that's the second piece, second wing. Then you can take a very heavy knife or a cleaver, whatever you want, and you cut right straight from here to there. See right here. See this is the bone I was talking about. You cut right across like this. Now this, you save it, and you make a stock. Because by using the tips, the feet, or whatever you got, you can do a chicken broth. I will remove that bone. So right here, see, this is the breast, the top of the breast here. You make two pieces out of this. All you do, right in the center, right here, you cut like this. And here we are. You got 10 pieces. Here, including this, 4 pieces here on the breast, 4 pieces in the leg, and 2 pieces from the wings here. So the chicken is cut up. Then I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of butter here. I got beautiful butter, local too. Everything is local here. We're going to make this. Then you put the thigh first. This is going to take longer to do. Then the drumstick, right next to it. Then the piece of the center of the breast, the wings on each side. Voila, skin done. This we have to cook it for about 5 minutes on this side, on the skin side. And it's got to cook slowly. We don't want to brown the chicken. You move it around. It's got to cook evenly. And you move it around and take about 5 minutes on that side. Okay, we're going to turn it. See, like this. That's the way. It's called saute chicken. See, we don't want to stew it. The skin side is a little brown like this. This is the right thing, that way. See, okay, that's what I want. Turn it. See, it's nice and brown. Lightly brown. Voila. I'm going to hide my, I got pearl onions, which I'm going to put with it over. I got 1 cup of onions, the pearl onion, the very tiny white onion. We're going to move them around like this. We don't want to brown the onions too much either, you know. I got some small bush mushroom. This is very firm mushroom. You know, when you buy mushroom, it's very important. You have to fill them that way. They have to be nice and firm. Sometimes they're spongy, but those mushroom of Paris, this is what they call that in France. We have the same one. It's a bottom mushroom. You get that on the step very easily. And we stir that around like that. So you move them around. We want a little color on the mushroom. Very important. We want the flavor to come out in here. And I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of flour, just enough flour. I'm going to spread over. We want to make sure we stir that it's got to cook evenly. We don't want the flour to burn. But it's got to get some heat on the flour, you know, because otherwise it's going to be to give a different taste. So we got a beautiful champagne here. I'm going to open it. Remove the cup. And then I'm going to put, oh la la, how about 2 good cups of champagne, you know. Let's see. A little more, about 2 cups. And that's it. What I'm going to do, I have a little bouquet garni here, which is parsley, sprig, the bay leaf, and some thyme, about 4 sprigs of thyme. That's going to cook together with it. We're going to stay with this, and it's going to cook very slowly for about 10 minutes that way, and you have to turn it upside down at the same time. It's going to reduce. And I'm going to finish that with some heavy cream. But what I like is a good glass of champagne. What I cook, always taste the champagne, I know is, but it's my reward for my own personal reward. When I was the chef at a pavilion, I could do it, but sometimes I caught my chef, my cooks, tasting the champagne, but I turned my head the other way, you know, so that everybody got a good feel of what champagne is. Very good. Give me some. All right, now, back to work. See, the chicken is reducing very nicely. I'm going to add half a cup of heavy cream. And that's going to finish the cooking. All right. Now we have to bind this together. Look at that, see? Hola! Come back here. We just want to blend this. Wow, look at that. So we have to turn the chicken around, make sure the cream is divided properly. I want to be the cream in the sauce. Got to the chicken, you turn it over. And basically, I want to taste it. See what it tastes like. Very good. Bring it to a rolling ball. And I'm going to serve it. Put it in the platter. I'm going to put drumstick here.
Pierre artfully laid out his classic recipe, and in the dining room he joined Perrier-Jouet's Thierry Boudin. As was to be expected, the champagne was soon flowing. Pierre's classic old-fashioned cooking was perfect for this timeless environment, and Thierry thought his wonderful champagne was in good company.
And now I want to do the first thing that you have to cheer this you're coming.
When evening falls, Reims pops alive, and Pierre headed for the champagne maker's favorite hangout, Le Vigneron. Upstairs, it's a lively bistro full of a century's worth of champagne posters. Downstairs, the chef and a group of growers had invited Pierre for a tasting. Everyone was in great spirits, and Pierre more than held his own. Outside, Reims revealed its elegance. In the value-conscious 1990s, some said sparkling wine would replace champagne. But Pierre was delighted to see that Champagne country had not lost its effervescence and sparkle. Proof that there is simply no substitute for tradition and authenticity.
The recipes from today's show and from the entire series are contained in the companion cookbook Pierre Franey's Cooking in France. To order, call the toll-free number on your screen. The 336-page volume, complete with color photos, contains over 150 easy-to-follow recipes. The price is $30 plus shipping and handling. Please have your credit card ready when you call 1-800-358-3000. Pierre Franey's Cooking in France was made possible by the Grand Marnier Foundation, proud to support public television, and by Carillon Importers Limited, importing beverages in the spirit of quality.